Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I have a video that a lot of you guys have been asking me where it's been, why it hasn't been uploaded. And before I continue with it, I'm just going to point this out. For me, this was probably my least favorite ghost hunt that we actually conducted. I was very excited for it, but when we got there, things went south really quick. I do have footage, I do have evidence of paranormal activity. However, during the course of the time, we were interrupted. There was some riffraff going on, and we had to investigate that, myself and RJ. Since I'm the one who actually has protection against people, we had to go make sure that the cars were okay and that things weren't going on. There was a crazy bonfire going on and a whole bunch of ATVs and off-road vehicles. That it got a little bit out of hand, and it was a huge party with a lot of drinking and things like that. So we went back to check on the cars, and at that point, it's pretty much when my video ended. But there's a lot that happened that nobody knows about, that nobody's seen, that I have some footage of. It's not great footage, but it is footage. I tried to record some of the stuff off of my phone. So if you guys want to know what happened aside from the paranormal activity, then stay tuned for this video, because I'm going to show you guys everything. I'm going to pop in and out and explain to you guys what happened the entire time. But before we do get started, I did want to point out, I actually found this book on Amazon. If any of you guys are into reading books, this one is actually about abandoned structures that are in Pennsylvania. And if you notice right on the cover art, there's Concrete City. So I'm going to leave a link down below in the description so that way you guys can get this for yourself. It is a very inexpensive book. I forget how much I paid for it. The back of it says $24.99, but I believe I paid only about $15. So if this is a book that you guys are interested in, it's full of color, has plenty of pictures, and lots of writing. It includes Centralia and other places local to the area. Then go ahead, check out the link, and happy reading. And now with that said, guys, hope you enjoy. Alright guys, so one little bit of a issue. Where we were initially parked, there's actually a car that came back here loaded up with pallets. And from what I understand, it seems like they want to start a bonfire back here, which definitely kind of made us move. But we're curious on how the rest of the night's going to go, because we really don't need somebody starting a forest fire back here, and that could really cause some issues. So we are going to be a little bit on edge from that. One other thing I want to touch base on too, there was a memorial, and we happened to speak to a local. Somebody actually committed suicide back here in November, I believe November 15th, if I'm correct, inside of one of the houses back here. So it's a little unfortunate, but again, we are back here to do a paranormal investigation. So unfortunately now we do know of at least two incidences that took place here. The first one being the boy drowning in the pool, and then this most recent one, which the pool, I'm going to show a photo. I found a photo online of what that looked like. Now it's set in, it's all buried, filled in, so you're not going to be able to see it. But at least from the photo, you'll be able to see what would have actually been there. So anyway, we got all the guys with us here as usual, and we're going to make our way down. Hope you guys enjoy this video. I walked up here. It is for the most part. It's soft, but it's a lot harder.
Okay. It'll probably get even harder.
It'll get harder as night goes on.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So as far as any video goes, this one's very real. This one's very scary. Borderline. This may have actually been a bad idea. There's actually shotgun shells on the ground here, a lot of them. But as you guys know, I do carry Adam and myself. However, with what's going on up there now, and then we really don't know if there could be anybody in here. We see signs of another weapon back here, so it's a little bit scary. We don't know if somebody could just start free shooting stuff. I mean, ideally whoever had the shotgun shot from right here, because this is where the shells are. I don't know what direction they may have actually shot in, but this is kind of a scary situation. So we're gonna go ahead and set up and really hope for the best. All right, guys, so right now we're actually doing a sweep. Behind us is the houses where they're suspected of where they're going to do this fire at. So right now we're checking this row, which is the row that we intend on working on to stay away from that. So we just want to check, make sure that there's nobody here. So I'm going to start in this house at the far end, and we're going to do a quick sweep, SWAT team style, just to verify. There's nobody. I heard something. Hey, why not get a teammate? I need typically somebody to unholster my gun and hold it. So sorry, I'm holding the flashlight and camera with one hand right here, but got the other hand on my weapon at the moment. Anybody in this building? This is uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable. Hello, anybody inside? Anyone in here? This is nerve-wracking.
Yeah, this house is clear. I think we're on house 4 here, in this row.
I'm not sure.
Okay, I think it's either 3 or 4. Okay. We're currently here at the, I believe either house 3 or house 4 in this particular row. I have Ellen from Revenge of the Apocalypse with me. And I just got done clearing the house. We are clear for a paranormal investigation.
I looked at the 2 houses on the end, but I didn't go in because I didn't have a buddy. So.
Oh, come here, buddy. That one right there, on the second floor on this side, has a hole in the floor about this big. gotta be careful of that.
Yeah.
Get rebar happening down. Yeah, they're gonna be loud.
Yeah, this is
They're gonna be making all kinds of noise.
We can still have a good time.
One more shot.
Yeah, check this side.
One of these has the hole in the roof.
I think it's this one, or that one. It's this one, the one with the face.
All the buildings around us, all the guys here. We got RJ. Can I take a picture of you guys?
Yeah, right here.
This building
Matt,
here.
the Wandering Wood, the guy with the one with the face on it.
Adam. The whole crew.
Yeah, there it is right there.
Yep. Sitting on the roof.
Want to check out my amp first?
Hey, you got an air pump there.
Oh yeah, somebody must have
Compressor. Whoops.
focus.
Got a little bit of low rebar here we're going to have to watch for.
Yeah, the one other building has that as well. Nobody's in here to. Oh shit. Yeah. Alright guys, here we are inside. Starting our investigation, we have split up into teams. So right now it's myself, JP Videos, The Wandering Woodsman, and Out Naturing. Checking out this one building here. Got the camera on the steps, as well as the doll sitting on the steps. So we'll see if anything happens there. Now, as far as this whole thing I talked about earlier with somebody committing suicide, I don't know what building it actually was.
No, we passed by. We passed by?
People have help.
That's not good, so we already got people interrupting. Guys, squeeze by here real quick.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's two people out there.
Oh man.
Came up right upon me. I didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be so crazy. That's probably gonna be happening all night. Oh, let's see what happens. We're gonna start the stream.
Yeah, so if you guys didn't catch what did actually just happen, two people just so happened to walk right past Jason as he was sitting up to do the live stream. So it's a little bit creepy knowing that people are actually still coming back here aside from what we're doing. So I don't know what other people's business would necessarily be to come back here, but we're already having the issue of people now coming back and potentially spoiling what we're doing. So I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping that this isn't a bust. So we're going to do what we can do, and hopefully this works out.
Here as a team, I'm joined by Alan, Revenge of the Apocalypse. I'm joined by Mike from Out Naturing, RJ78 Productions, formerly known as RJR, Adam Tereska, and Matt MPG. And right now we are spread out into two groups here. But on the other hand, we also have people that are in the distance planning to have a massive bonfire tonight and doing some partying. We don't know how it's going to affect tonight's stream. It may cause an issue, it may not.
Take a look upstairs here.
Yeah, that's the bonfire.
Alright guys, so this is now the second time for JP Videos and I to come across a fire while doing a paranormal investigation. So, fire's all the way back there. That's where the cars were parked. Move them down a little bit. I am definitely nervous about this.
We do have the K2 set up here. It is right there. It's a solid green light. Anything yellow or above, we do ask them to communicate with us as a yes answer. And if it's anything steady, it possibly could be equipment, but when it flickers like that, it's going to be questionable as to what's going to be triggering it. There is no electricity here. The cell phone, my smartphone, is far enough away. Alan's camera is probably 8 feet away. And as you can see, we got some activity here. So we're going to kill the light and start asking some questions. Keep an eye on the pattern too. If you see any type of movement or anything blacking out, it's not going to be any of us. We will acknowledge if we are inside and what will be going on. But if anyone is here with us would like to communicate, you have multiple ways to communicate with us. On the windowsill here is a K2 meter with a green light. If you try to pick it up or touch it, it will turn to different colors. And if you make it go yellow, that could be a yes answer to our questions. So if you make it go on yellow, to acknowledge that you understand, please do so. There. Solid hit right there.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering. Thank you for understanding and communicating with us. There's the fire.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, we just have to be vigilant while we're doing this because we got a bunch of people on the other end of the property starting a fire right now. Did you used to live here in one of these houses? That was, oh, look at that.
Oh my God.
That went red. Did you used to work for the railroad? You may hear some voices in the distance. This is not the best situation for a paranormal investigation. Are you the same person that I saw here many years ago? Try to make it go red for yes. I'm going to back up the camera a little bit more just to make sure it's not me interfering with it. Wow. Also on the steps in there, oh, look at that, steady hit. On the steps, Alan does have his Jessie doll with a camera pointed to it. So his video will be showing additional activity. Seriously, this is...
Yeah. I can more than guarantee they might end up coming down here too, which is the problem.
I hope they don't. Sorry guys, we're just distracted. There's people like all around us now in the background. We just want to make sure no one's going to be surprising us from behind.
Oh, man, the K2 is really getting active too.
Yeah, they're down here.
Are they? You gotta be
All right guys, hang tight for a moment here.
Guys, heads up.
We've got activity, be vigilant.
This side.
I'm going to spin you around and show you that we are not alone out here. This potentially could be a bad situation. Talking about us?
Yeah.
We all are here together as a group. We are armed. I don't want to have any type of encounter or situation, but we want to make sure everything's going to be okay before we proceed. There's ATVs, you come through.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Keep the lights down.
Yeah, put them down. Who would have thought this was going to happen?
I'm concerned about the cars.
Yeah.
Let's see where they're going. Maybe you'll see it. Probably can't see it on camera. There's a glow in the distance. That's a bonfire. They have dozens of pallets. I heard them talking about this. I don't know if they were saying to stay away from this area or.
Yeah, they were saying something about, do you see the lights in the building?
Did you hear what those guys are saying?
Something about lights over here or something.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that they know we're here and they went into one of the houses over there.
Yeah.
They parked over there. So I think maybe they're just going to try to be somewhat respectful and keep their distance from us.
They quiet it down now.
Yeah. So for the time being, I think we can continue as long as nothing gets out of control or they start approaching us. There's those two people that came by before. They surprised the heck out of me.
Yeah, they were
They're
young.
like, can I walk by? I'm like, what? Like, can I walk by? I'm like, oh, yeah, go ahead. I'm like, why are you guys asking if you can walk by?
Yeah,
it wasn't even you guys.
Yeah, I wasn't getting anything at the K2. I went up to the second floor and wasn't really getting anything up there.
And K2's been going pretty good here. Got a couple red hits before.
By the way, is it just me or have you guys, well, you just walked up, but have you seen like the laser grid look a little bit weird every once in a while?
I haven't been focusing on it too much. I've been paying attention to them more. Like I asked
I've
them,
seen it out of the corner of my eye.
you guys watching the stream, have you seen any movement on the laser grid at all?
Oh, there we go. That thing.
Yep. Look at, yeah, it's going. They got music playing now? Seriously?
Yeah. Well, they got a big bonfire going back up there.
Yeah. Between both teams, Monica, one person in each team is armed. They are carrying. All of us, though, do have weapons, so we are not here unarmed. The question you want me to ask, though, to whoever potentially is communicating with us, please comment now, and then we'll read the report. Yeah, Jason, that is the agree with you there 100%. We didn't know people were going to be here. Do you still want to communicate with us? Please make the light go yellow. Solid yellow. There you go. Thank you. I do have my flashlight. I didn't set up yet for the flashlight test, so it could potentially bring that out. Wait, be quiet, Cliff. So it's amazing that one house away, Matt and the other group had no activity, and the K2 here is going quite active. Alan is sitting here too. I will illuminate briefly just to show he's sitting right there inside the building. These guys are being really loud. You might be able to hear them in the background. Can you move up into the light so we can see you? Alan, can you wave your arm in front of the laser? There. There we go. Right here, it sounded like something stepped on like a twig or a branch and it cracked.
It does sound like somebody's walking around.
Yeah. I'm going to spin you guys around for a second to show you what I am looking at here. So remember I'm showing the flashlight here? And I was just speaking to you guys, I did hear a crunch, like someone stepped on something here.
I thought I heard something. That was me.
Okay. Back where?
Or the, like in the middle of the...
Yeah, that's
maybe somebody walking around. That's where the waiting pool used to be.
Nick, you can hear it right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm willing to walk to the center and look at the pool if somebody's willing to go.
I mean, I'm good here, so if you want to...
You want to take a look?
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Make sure you have lighting or whatever.
Yeah.
What's significant about this, Alan, this waiting pool over here?
A kid drowned in it.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is right here, the spot where the little kid drowned in the pool that they had set up. This would have been the area here.
Now, was this recent or was this back then?
This was not right here. This was back when it was operational.
Oh, okay.
Because they had a community pool in the center.
Mm-hmm. Like over in this area where this brush is here?
Yeah. Then there was also a report of a guy dying in one of the homes, having a heart attack. I'm sure there's probably other deaths too, but nothing else that I saw except for the two.
Yeah.
And then aside from what had happened
recently.
Yeah. How's this been doing?
It was going steady like for a while, like long duration hits, and then it quiets off and then active again. Confirmed it's a male, lived here, died here, feels like they're trapped here. That's what I was able to get from them so far.
Well, they're actually out. That's
Cliffs up there, okay.
Actually, when I was looking up the information for the boy that drowned, it said there was a older male that had a heart attack and died in one of the buildings.
So during your research, you found out a older person passed away here as well?
Yeah, they had a heart attack. It was a male.
Okay.
So I wondered maybe that.
So that's something new I haven't learned yet. Alan said during research, he discovered that aside from the boy passing away in the waiting pool, that an older gentleman had a heart attack and died as well, aside from the most recent person who took their life just a few months ago. So the K2 is dead quiet right now. Nothing here should be triggering that. No equipment, no electricity, no nothing. Now if you guys want, I'm going to bring you inside the doorway. I could take you inside the building. I can't go upstairs or downstairs in the basement. It will lose signal. But if you guys want to come in there and get a better look at what it would feel like being inside this home, we can head in there.
Are you the man that had a heart attack? Kind of dead for me.
All right, do me a favor. I'm going to bring this in, grab the K2, and then put it somewhere by your doll. Don't be afraid to communicate with us. We're here peacefully and respectfully. We just want to get some answers to our questions to find out why you're still here and to maybe find out what I witnessed many years ago when I was here. So if you'd like to communicate, please make the light turn yellow. Please touch the doll. Please walk in front of the grid. Anything you want to do to let us know that you're here. Whoever was at the windowsill with us was very active and communicative. So please don't hesitate to speak with us.
Basement's this way, I think, right?
Yeah.
so the basement's like all busted out. It's not even really like solid ground to be on down there.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the basement's like all busted out down there.
Okay.
Not really walking conditions.
I think in a few moments we're going to switch houses. See if we can pick up anything else. My personal feeling right now is whatever was here got spooked or chased away. It's very quiet now. No activity. Alan went downstairs, I went upstairs. That is Matt right there. But it's actually like no activity at all right now. So I don't know if they got scared or if they feel they can't communicate with us or whatever the story is, but we're going to switch houses, in a moment and try a different one. What was Monica asking? Ouija board? No, we don't mess with Ouija boards. Not going to. I don't care how much you super chat. I'm not getting a Ouija board. So we're in the next house here. We went over to one full building over to the far side of it now. You can see there's some exposed holes there underneath the steps. So we need to be careful where we step. I would like to take you guys upstairs. I'd have to run upstairs though, so I don't drop signal. Otherwise, I'm just gonna stay down here and see what kind of activity we do have. I'm gonna try to bring you guys into the back room actually, so if it gets buffering or anything like that, just stay tuned. I'm gonna try my best to make this quick and painless. Hey, hold on a second, please. All right, so hang on a second. Okay, how many of you guys still have signal? You're saying lost it, hang on. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? You're saying offline.
You might have to go all the way out. Maybe if you go out and then bring it back in once it.
It's back? Okay. It's like, yeah, I had to rush through it. I knew it was gonna drop signal. No, don't call the cops. We're okay. It's saying connection is unstable. Let me move over to the front here. I think I have to in between the houses here. Yeah, I was losing interference in between the homes here. So we're gonna stay to the front of the house here. Unfortunately, it's most I could do. Make sure they don't come over here. Are we back? Can you hear us? Can you see us? Everything good?
What somebody said we should call the cops.
Huh?
What somebody said we should call.
Yeah, because the signal dropped out. They thought something happened.
No.
So we got some activity behind us again, not paranormal type, but
It looks like they're on the way over this way.
yeah, we're gonna hope that's getting by. We're gonna wait for a few moments to see what happens with these people. We just don't want to have them hang around while we're trying to do this, because we do take it pretty serious. We're not doing this as a gag, but you know, we're hoping that they just respect that we're over here and keep to themselves. So we are in another house now. We are going to set up things once again. We're just going to wait a few moments to see what's happening in the background. Yeah, people are arriving back in. Yeah, sorry about the lack of signal there. I tried to rush through the house and it ate the signal right up. So we're going to stick to what we can do with what we have to work with here. What did he say?
Did I just hear him say? I really thought I heard him say the white one. That's JP Videos. I mean, I could have heard that wrong, but that's...
I really hope not. Alright guys, hang on, we're gonna...
I want to see where the other guys are at.
Everyone doing okay?
Let me see. I'm going to get my hand free just in case of anything.
You guys read me? I got you. Looks like they're coming over this way, so be prepared.
Good activity.
Alright, these people are making their way over towards us. We're gonna stand our ground here and see what happens. Kill your light. They're going back where our cars are. I'm gonna have to get a new car. I have to get an undercover car.
There's a Jeep. That looks like a Jeep.
Jeep. No, I don't know about you. I kind of want to check on the vehicles and make sure everything's okay.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, don't have to be a two-person to go over. So.
No, guys, I'm gonna mute you for a second. We'll be right back. Somebody with a walkie-talkie and a gun should go with one other person to check on the vehicles, make sure nothing's wrong with them.
Yeah.
They can report back that everything's okay. If something's wrong, we'll come and we'll board.
Yeah.
But go talk to the other guys. Let me find out.
Alright guys, so anybody watching my video, make sure you do watch Jason's live stream for the bit where I wasn't over here. From what I understand, there's actually some pretty good activity. But we are back from going and chatting with who was up there. We wanted to make sure the cars were okay and to make sure that we were okay. And it ended up turning into quite a little adventure on its own. So it's not going to be a good video because I had to use my cell phone for it. But here's the clip of what happened while we were up there.
Wanted to go real fast, right? Yeah. The guys wanted to, we were all the way up on the mountain up there. Yeah. And I'm trying to stay out of it as long as I could, so I fall into it, and then I'm gonna sneak over here, fall into it like this. Oh boy. stepping on. Yeah, but. Hold on, stay there. Hop in.
Right front tire is really low.
Really low?
Really low.
Like almost flat low?
Like almost flat low, yes.
Alright. Hello? This guy said the right front tire is low. I am turning around.
Yeah, come down.
Oh, I am already.
I love you.
Alright, love you.
He's turning down.
Slow sucker. As long as it gets me out of here.
That's your phone too.
Maybe. Could be. I have two. Alright, so anyway, I'll show you from the aerial view on Google Earth, okay?
Okay.
And what happened was these guys were way ahead of us, right? And I hate to fucking bust my balls, but I'm a pretty decent driver. But anyway, so these guys fucking they go before us because they want to take their claws and their shit to the limit all the time, right? So we just said we'll meet you here. How hard is it? You fucking come here, you're gonna meet people here. And we're like, it's a big field. Like what it is it's a huge square.
Right.
And hopefully that tire is just low and it's flat.
Looks low.
All right, want to hop out and take a look at it now?
Yeah. Here's your phones.
Thank you. Yeah, they were on my work phone. Bottom? Yeah, there you go. Top and bottom.
Yeah, it's about the same as the back.
Okay, all right. So it's not.
Probably just traction.
Okay, and it might have been that I had everything on one whole fucking shebango there, you know?
It's on two-wheel. Yeah, straight up two-wheel. Just probably move. It's trying to.
Oh, I might have had it be there. So anyway, I go down there, right? We actually, I think we went the way we just went, but it just wasn't that mud. It's just really bad, right? And so.
Alright guys, so after taking the ATV ride, which that thing was actually pretty cool, I really enjoyed that. I wouldn't mind getting one for myself so I can stop smashing up the Jeep. But anyway, aside from that, it turned out to be a little bit interesting. And it's thundering outside, that just made this awesome. Anyway, so when we when we initially got to Concrete City, now, I know you guys have seen this in the beginning of the video, I made mention that somebody had recently committed suicide. There was a death there. It was a gunshot to the head. Now, initially I had thought it was, as everybody would assume, it was actually in one of the buildings. However, that's not the case. There's a memorial that was down at the entrance, and that's where it had happened. Now, this is what made things uncomfortable, at least uncomfortable for me. The group of people that was up there, I talked to the guy, so the guy driving the ATV, that was actually his cousin. And I also spoke to the guy's uncle that was there. And they had told me, you know, basically what happened, like he was a big Jeeper, he loved to off-road there, and then just one day they went and they found him with a gunshot wound, gun in his hand. I'm not going to get into anything of, you know, was it set up or, you know, did he really do it? I'm not here to talk about any of that. You know, I don't know. All we know is that it was at least noted that he did it to himself. So I'm not going to get into conspiracy theories over it. But it makes things a little bit difficult when you go somewhere to do a paranormal investigation and there's something recent that happens and then family members of that person are actually there, because you try to be respectful, and it's kind of a odd situation. But aside from that, moving on from that, so the story that this guy was trying to explain to us the entire time while he was getting lost and couldn't figure out how to drive the ATV was that he went back there the one day, and from one of the buildings he seen a guy jump out of one of the windows and run across towards like where the pool area was, and actually go towards like one of the ATVs that was sitting there empty. He went up and was like yelling to the guy and, you know, trying to talk and like see who it was, and there was nobody there. And he said it was full figured, colored, everything. If I remember correctly off of my memory on this, I think he said it was like a plaid shirt, which is weird because a lot of ghosts of guys wear like plaid shirts. It's kind of odd, but if any of you that have seen a ghost of a person, plaid is like a popular color for that. I don't understand why. But, you know, that was pretty much his story, is that he's verifying that he seen with his own eyes a ghost there. You know, aside from that, I know JP Videos has witnessed paranormal activity there prior to this ghost hunt. He actually did a ghost hunt there prior. So we do have all the evidence that something paranormal is taking place there. There's witnesses that say they've seen things, and, you know, with the recent fatality. So hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Now I'm going to end this with the shot of RJ and myself going with the Jeep to go pick the guys up. By the time we got back, they were already wrapping things up. It was getting really cold out, so I don't have anything further from that whole time frame. So we picked the guys up, we brought them out, and that's how it closed. So again, sorry for the delay on this. It's just, it wasn't my, you know, biggest thrill to get this one out. It just, you know, I wasn't really happy with how this one turned out. I'm sure this is still a good video, but I just, you know, with the whole interruption and things like that, it just kind of dampened it. And plus I had to have time to sit and make this to explain everything. I just love how there's thunder in the background right now. That's awesome. But anyway, here we go, guys. Down right now.
Alright, come back to the location where Alan was last.
Copy that. So where your camera was, that's where he wants us to.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You guys can't really see where I'm at right now.
You're good. You're about where you need to be. Now, I think what he was saying about parking along the road was actually down by the road, not down here. But
Maybe.
yeah, because now you're going to draw attention to these houses.
Oh yeah, well they were all back here doing that shit too though, so.
Don't forget, Jay did say that there are some neighbors that would call the cops too, so. There's lots of
in here for all of us to get back out?
Sure, we could cram
7 of us?
Fit Mike in the trunk.
Yeah, right. Somebody can sit on a bumper. How far are you thinking about putting this stuff?
Probably like right here, I'll park.
I like hiking in the woods at night.
What's that?
I like hiking in the woods at night.
Yeah. I got woods behind the
if it was
house.
only
So I'm
me.
used to it.
What's that?
I got woods behind the house. I'm used to it. I was literally sitting on my back porch having a cigarette last night. It wasn't.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's like a Tesla, it drives itself.
Yeah.
Damn, they walk fast.
Yeah.
I think we'll catch them.
Yeah, there they are.
Now, was there a plan to stop and eat something somewhere? Or?
Yeah, I would think so.
I would think so, myself as well. I would agree with that.
Some brought a Volkswagen up here?
Oh, you should have seen the fucking car that came up here, dude.
What was it?
You have to ask RJ. It was some basic car. You're up down there too, right?
Yeah,
Right,
he's parked
so
right
I'll
next to
go.
me.
Yep. I'll go all the way down then. Oh, god damn.
We got lights on that memorial too.
Yeah. Nose off. Damn, now I feel like I can't see. And my headlights are like bright as shit too. And now they're like,
It just shows you how bright those damn things
Oh
are.
my god, I know, man. Stick you at a 4-wheel.
Did you grab your light they had up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure it didn't drop.
Oh, I appreciate the ride,
Yes.
Adam. Oh, yeah.
That was
It's a
great.
fun ride.
That was that was cool.
I need to get a 4-wheel. Oh, yeah, Adam, you should have been here when we were, like, earlier. I was fucking hitting the shit. I was all coming up over the fucking windshield.
It's gonna make you some good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely going to be some good footage.
Nice.
So I brought my GoPro so I can try to get some like slow motion of it too. So I think that would actually be really.
That would be the shit.